Welcome back to the 4 Mile Circus. It's Morphin Play the Game. Playing a game called D.O.A.S. by the good people at Bagcat. D.O.A.S. stands for Department of Applied Science. And I'll tell you about the background before I get to the game. It's based in the 1950s. And it's that a parallel dimension has been discovered. And governments have made devices to transition to the other world, to go get people across, whatever. And so they did that, and the other world is this, as you can see here, this sort of dark and uninhabitable world without day or night, and with this kind of permanently misty view. It's much like Manchester, and people have started disappearing. And thus, it is Manchester. People have started disappearing, and so I think they're starting to look at containment of this parallel dimension now. So you're like a security personnel, and you've got a device that can get you access to the other dimension, and you've somehow ended up there, and now have to get your way back. The game itself is huge. I mean, there's so many different levels, as you can see here. I'm running through a subway train. Each level is unique. They don't repeat. They have their sort of distinct styles. Each one of them. They have their own distinct soundscape. The music is very distinct. I would say music. It's more often as not sort of a Stockhausian soundscape that's going on. But each level has its own distinct sound, its own distinct look, and the sheer size of it is something to behold. I think I played for about a good hour, and I think I got to about level 18, something like that, 17, 18, and I think that's just under halfway. So I mean, this, just to put that in scope, this is an indie game, so it's huge. And as you can see, it's got a save system, so it's got a progress there. You can see the lit up levels and the levels that you haven't got to, so you can hop back into the game at any point and sort of continue after your fingers cramp up horrendously like mine did. The obstacles that I've come up against so far are things like you saw there, sort of dropping weight. I think these things here, these sort of spinning discs which involve timing and sort of sharpened sticks. But if you look at the some of the screenshots they show you, and the warning in the game description that if you're scared of spiders not to play it, then you can see there's far more to come. And as I was getting towards like the level 18 that I got to, things were taking a more and more of a twist. Those sort of strange structures beginning to show up of a sort of alien nature, and far more sort of moving and agile enemies. But sort of on the earlier levels, it's more like things that you can't hit, spikes on the floor, those dropping weights. In the game itself, you have to pick up these memory cards. So there's one there, some dusty object there. I think there's often three levels, is it? Oh, maybe 4. And when you get all of those, it enables you to transition to the next level, and you sort of hear this noise, and you have to find your way to, I guess you'd call it a black vortex that sort of pops up. You have to find your way over to it and jump into it. The level design's quite good. It's not too hard. As you can see, it's my mighty skills, my mighty platforming skills, managing to conquer it. My children laugh at me when I play Rayman. If only they could see me now, the tiny fools. Now, I'm a fan of this 2D style. I think it manages to be very evocative. The way they've made it 3D by using the mist behind, and then things fade out. See, there's the way out. That's how you transition. It works so well, the use of darkness and light. This is actually one of the later levels, I think, and as you can see, things have started getting a little bit weird. Massive spinning objects in the air, and more and more alien sort of style objects. These sort of spinning discs which you have to inch your way through. But as simple as the design is, I think I think this is a beautiful indie game. The size of it and the level design itself is just, there's so much in it. There's so much time, and I can't wait to play the later levels. They look actually quite terrifying. They look like there's huge crab-like things running about, and God knows. The game itself isn't too difficult to play. It's very accessible. You can delve right into it. As I say, I've got limited platform skills, and I felt like I was doing quite well in it at times. As you can see, I'm a goddamn boss. I quite like this one. It's sort of scaling the heights of this structure, all the while timing the jumps. It took me back to my Manic Miner days. No one will know what Manic Miner is. It took me back to my Manic Miner days. Jet Set Willy. Who can forget Jet Set Willy? But there's a memory card. And often as not, the exit points, the transition points, spawn goddamn miles away. In this instance, it's going to embarrass me by just spawning just there, but I often have to tacuate all the way back to get to that point. Again, this level is quite a cramped feel. It felt like the plot was thickening, if you know what I mean. I love these spinning structures here. Can't get at them. I was trying to jump off to my doom, but the story starts to thicken, and as I say, the story is sort of delivered by these memory cards. You keep getting updates and information which sort of tells you more and more what's happening around you. I think this is about level 10 maybe, and this is it's the first boss. I would say it's a huge beating heart. As you can see, you can't run into it if you get spiked, but it's got all these spikes in it, and the memory cards keep appearing on one side and then the other, and you have to leap over, get them, keep leaping over that, and get in the memory cards. And I think you do that 5 or 6 times, all the time avoiding the spikes. So it's even got bosses in. So maybe there's more to come. If this wasn't at 10, maybe at 20 and 30 and so on. But you get an idea of the size of the game. As I say, not one of the level designs has repeated. Each one seems distinct. Each one has its own soundscape, and the game just goes on and on. It's quite easy, this one, to be honest. There's not really much to kill you, but this is the first one, and it does get a lot more tricky. The timing that you need is that of a possum attacking a cobra. I hope you like that analogy. I don't know where it came from, but there you go. The game is called D.O.A.S. It's by Bagcat. It's available for free on itch. Get yourselves over there and get it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button, or even better, subscribe.